So your lady live out here?
About the past 6 months.
Meaning you still live in New York?
You always ask so many questions, Argyle.
Sorry, man. I used to drive a cab, and people would expect a little chit-chat. So you divorced?
Just drive the car, man.
Hey, come on. You divorced? You separated? She beat you up?
She had a good job. Turned into a great career.
Now that meant she had to move here.
You're very fast, Argyle.
So why didn't you come? Why didn't you come with her, man? What's up?
Because I'm a New York cop. I got a 6-month backlog of New York scumbags I'm still trying to put behind bars. I can't just pick up and go that easy.
In other words, you thought she wasn't gonna make it out here and she'd come crawling up back to you, so why bother to pack, right?
Like I said, you're very fast, Argyle. Hi.
Good evening.
I'm here to see Holly McLean.
Just type it in there.
Cute toy.
Yeah, if you have to take a leak, it'll even help you find your zipper.
Christ. '30th floor.
The party. They're the only ones left in the building. Take the express elevator. Get off where you hear the noise.
Where are you staying? Things happen so fast, I didn't get a chance to ask you on the phone.
Cappy Roberts retired out here.
Oh, yeah?
Told me I could bunk in with him.
Cappy retired, huh? Where does he live?
Ramona.
Pomona.
Huh?
Pomona.
Pomona.
Yeah. God, you'll be in the car half the time. Why don't we make it easy? I have a spare bedroom. I mean, it's not huge or anything, but kids would love to have you at the house.
They would, huh?
I would too. I missed you.
I guess you didn't miss my name, though, huh? Except maybe when you're signing checks. Since when did you start using Ms. Gennaro?
It's a Japanese company. They figure a married woman's got
You are a
more
married
fun.
woman, Holly. You're married to
Well,
me.
we're going to have this
Remember, you didn't
conversation
waste
again.
much
We
time
did this in
getting out of
July.
our- We never finished this conversation
I had an
in July.
opportunity. I had to take it.
Right. No matter what the consequences, no matter what it did to our marriage,
It
you had to
didn't do
take
anything
this
to our marriage
opportunity.
except maybe change your idea of what our marriage
I don't
should
think
be.
you have a clue as to what my idea of our
I know
marriage should be, Holly.
exactly what your idea of our marriage should be.
Miss Gennaro, Excuse me. Mr. Takagi is looking for you. He wants you to say something to the troops.
Thank you. Speech time. Be back in a few minutes.
That's great, John. Good job. Very mature.
Well, some buddies, number one, Merry Christmas. So, Die Hard. Yes, it's a Christmas movie, alright? For all of you that don't think so, don't even put it in the comment section. We are confirming here, it's a Christmas movie. Now, what do we have here? We have, his wife had an opportunity for a job, but it was in LA. That's where they are. They're in LA, okay? So, took the opportunity, and you heard, because Argyle was asking all the questions to John, like, hey, well, she took it, why didn't you go with her? Look, us guys, sometimes, we may see it this way, right? We are so comfortable where we are. They're in New York. That's where they came from. And Holly took the job in LA. Now, we're hoping, some people hope, that this is just temporary, maybe because the job doesn't feel she was the right person and they have to let her go. Or maybe she didn't wasn't up to it, didn't feel right about the job, so she would go back. It was 6 months in between, right? There was time. But it worked out. It worked out for Holly. So, John had to eat crow, and he was kind enough to travel from New York to LA. Begrudgingly, of course. You could see that attitude. But this can sometimes happen in a relationship, right? And you saw when John started in with the name, this was like an argument that is ongoing and continuous. It's never been settled. This is not good for the relationship or marriage, somebody's, okay? Once you start a debate, a conversation, and then debate, and then it goes to argument, hey, all right, what can you do there? But try to settle it right then and there. Don't let it linger. Don't let it continue. You gotta squash it at some point. Even if it's agree to disagree, but just try to leave it there. Because otherwise, this is what you get. You had growing resentment, more on John's side than on Holly's side. Holly's, you saw the face like, oh, I'm so tired of having this conversation. Come on. What does Jay always say on this channel? Communication, effective communication, that is key, a key component with marriage. If you don't have that, you're just going to continue to butt heads. And he traveled from New York and LA to continue to butt heads with Holly. This is not an effective way to stay married. It's just going to falter, and it's going to end at some point. Really, have the discussion, conversation, finish it right then and there, even if it's ugly, but finish it, have some kind of conclusion.
I've only seen this movie once, and I don't have a big recollection of it. I just know there's a lot of debate about it's being a Christmas movie, not a Christmas movie. But I have a question. I really didn't remember the last name for his character, but is it such a big deal where she couldn't use that last name instead of her, I guess it was her maiden name? Didn't see the big deal about that. Another question I have is, why didn't she tell him about the name change or the name she used when he's trying to look her up or trying to look for her by coming into the building? That was a little off-putting for me. I'm like, so it already sounds like you guys are not on good terms when you couldn't even tell that information, but then you're saying you can stay here, the spare bedroom. I'm like, I was just confused all the way around, because it seems like there's no communication at all as far as, okay, then she got the job. Now, was it going to be a permanent move, temporary move? Is it a lot better at this place than she was in New York or wherever he is from, right? These are conversations that needs to be had. And if she's making more money, could he possibly put in a transfer and move? I don't know how it is if you're going to be NYPD to try and become LAPD or CHP or sheriffs or whatever it is in the LA area. So I'm sure there's some type of way that can work out. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not in that field, but there can be something that can be worked out. Something worked in the middle. Something could have been worked out. But as I was telling my Fuchi earlier, I have questions. I just need answers to have a better conclusion of what can or cannot be done. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas to you all, and to all, a good night.